Crabs are one of the most popular foods on the planet, but did you know there are over 4,500 kinds? In this video, I'll take you across the planet to cook the most exotic crabs the world has to offer, and at the end, we'll cook the largest species of crab, completely gourmet, and it all starts with the mud crab. These are the ones where if I mess up, I will literally lose a finger. Despite looking harmless, it's the most aggressive crustacean on Earth. Known for their dark brown shell, perfectly blending into their preferred muddy environment, these crabs can take a finger off with one good pinch. They come with their claws bound in a thick plastic, which must be removed before cooking. Once naked, throw them into a pot of plain boiling water, and after 7 minutes, we remove them for a complete color change. I know this recipe seems basic, but as this video progresses, the recipes and crabs will get more and more exotic and complex. But for now, we're going on to the tiger crab. Green eyes, crazy pattern, and pinchers that are sharper than a razor blade. This crab may be one of the most exotic species on Earth. They come with their claws bound by a thin rubber band and a cool, calm demeanor. Don't let that fool you though. These guys are maniacs after earning their freedom. With a slender body type and extremely hard shell, the main defense of this crab is its speed and agility over its strength. We're gonna do a different recipe with these by boiling them with salt. Don't say I'm a cheater. You wanna make sure your water is saltier than the ocean. If you use fresh water alone to boil, the chlorine in the water will remove the oceany flavor that we love so much. All right, I'm gonna put them in upside down so that they don't fight it. After 7 minutes, their shell changes to a slightly more vibrant state of red than it was before cooking. This is one of the only crabs that keep their pattern after they're cooked, making them truly unique. The next creature isn't a crab, but it's so cool I have to include it. A giant isopod. Alien body, armored shell, and hooks for hands. This monster is one of the oldest living beings on the planet. Most people in the US wouldn't dare to give this a shot. We've officially reached our first mystery animal in the video. People go absolutely crazy for these things here in Vietnam, but in the United States, most people think that they're the most bizarre, disgusting looking things that you could find. It's one of Earth's oldest creatures, being over 450 million years old. And the coolest part about them is that as a defense, it kind of just turns into a giant roly-poly. The shell is extremely hard too. Listen to this. The best way to cook is to let them steam for 15 to 30 minutes in salt water. Once finished, take them out and remove all their legs for the easiest meat extraction. Work your scissors around the outer skirts on the inside to reveal its fleshy, edible tissue that has a pungent seafood taste. I know this creature looks bizarre, but it is truly a fraction of the exotic species we're getting into today. Getting back to the crabs of this video, this must be one of the craziest variations yet. These crabs have to be the most wild ones that I've ever seen in my life. Ow! The most unique feature on them is that their claw looks like a wrench. Should I let it pinch me? Oh my god, oh my god. Frog crabs have armored arms that closely resemble wrenches. What's crazier, they don't have traditional bodies either. Obviously, you see the body of these don't look like most other crab species, and for that reason, we're not gonna be able to cook it the same. While most crabs have one big carapace, this one is separated into 2 sections. Their lower body has several flat and wide legs, making them effective swimmers in the ocean. They're also covered with tiny hairs and eyelashes, which are used to sense anything they can eat. Because they're not a particularly aggressive crab, they're scavengers, making their taste truly unique. We're finally getting onto the more complex recipes in the video, progressing to crab pasta. Buttery frog crab pasta, that is. Step 1, pray that they all fit in your pot. These things are absolutely massive. We start by boiling the crab to make its meat solidify, then get started on a seasoned buttery garlic and onion sauce. The crab has been cooking for 10 minutes, so we're about to take them all out. It's so hot. For the pasta, we're going al dente. So now we're gonna take all of our spaghetti, always break it in half. Ow! Oh my god! I got so lucky that that didn't just go in my eye. Anyways, let's put it in. Add your meat to the sauce to give it a light seafood flavor. I'll be honest, I kind of messed up with this one. When I cracked the pasta in half, I made it so that I wasn't able to get a perfect amount of pasta like you see online. So I settled for a frog crab remake using the pasta as its body. Say what you want. I bet you it's gas. I bet you it tastes good. It's fire. Very sweet crab. Finally, a crab most of us should be familiar with the total amount of revenue this species generates being over $5 billion worldwide, there's a reason they call them the king of the crabs. But let's make something clear. Our last crab is also a king, except one that is significantly more exotic and hard to find. This crab lives in extremely cold waters. It's an Alaskan king crab. If you think this crab looks massive, just wait until you see the Tasmanian crab at the end of this video. With spikes all over this thing's body, I have to be extremely careful with the way that I hold it. Otherwise, I'm gonna easily cut any part
part of my hand. This is one of the most popular crabs that you'll see in this video, and I'm starving just thinking about it.
This species is known for its savory meat and amazing yield. Most crabs will produce 2 small claws worth of meat, whereas this beast can produce over 10 times that amount. With it, we're making crab scrambled eggs.
This crab is too big for me to fit in any cooking appliance here, so we're gonna have to break it down.
To effectively get their meat, chop off all their legs on the side. Once you've got your beautiful crab appendages, admire them. They weren't cheap. Whether you're steaming or boiling, make sure it's in salt water. Upon removal, you'll see a complete color change to a bright reddish orange texture. While delicious as is, we're not stopping. Remove all the meat you're able to, then layer some butter onto a hot surface. Crack freshly laid eggs and your cooked crab meat as well. Because it's such a hearty amount of meat, the eggs are used more as a flavor enhancement rather than the main part of the dish. You could use a different ratio of ingredients than I did, but this is what I prefer.
If you like crab, you'll probably love this.
I'm convinced this is one of the cutest animals to ever swim the earth. With slender eel-like bodies and tiny sensitive hairs at the front of their face, they constantly look like they're giving you the googly eyes, begging not to be eaten. Most people think of a blobfish when dealing with these guys, which just so happens to be one of my favorite animals. For that reason, I'm doing the unexpected.
These fish are so cute, I can't bring myself to cook them, so I'm gonna let them free.
The only problem was that the ocean wasn't strong enough to pull them back into the sea, so I had to give them some help.
I'm sure they like that more than the boiler.
Back to a very exotic species, this is a zebra crab. With vibrant blue spotted bodies closely resembling the pattern of a cheetah, these crabs are the Asian version of blue crabs we see in the United States.
These crabs have got to be one of the coolest looking ones in the bunch. It's easily the fastest crab species, and their claws are literally like daggers. Time to take the safety off. Oh, look at the wingspan on this thing, bro. Chill, that's it. You've lost your privileges of being right side up. You're not really able to get a whole lot of meat out of one of these crabs, which is why we have 4 of them, which I'm actually scared for.
While super cool before being cooked, the after is well worth the transformation. For this reason, we're making crab veggie rolls.
Please don't hurt me. He has a big wingspan. Ow, he just sprayed boiling water on me.
Boil at a medium heat for 7 minutes to reveal the bright red pattern that used to be blue. Extract the meat from the claws and body, then thinly chop all of the ingredients you're putting into your roll.
Wow.
Ordinarily, I would say use multiple avocados, but these ones are so freaking big that I'm literally only gonna use half.
Once everything is small, add to a bowl for its final mixing. To stay on the oceany theme of this video, we're rolling them in seaweed wrap, finishing with a sweet chili sauce on the side to dip to your liking.
This has to be the freshest crab dish anyone has ever prepared. I'm pretty proud of this one.
As good as this meal is, it makes me nervous, because what I haven't told you guys is that at the end of this video, a professional crab chef is going to rate my final meal to determine if he thinks I'm worthy of cooking the world's largest crab. And if he says I fail this entire video. Up next, we're making everyone's favorite crab recipe. With slender legs, tiny claws, and a bulky body, I know this crab looks unimpressive, but it's hiding a big secret that makes it incredibly unique.
I'm gonna attempt to make crab cakes right now, which is my first like kind of intense recipe. Oh, I swear guys, he did that to himself, I swear.
If we were after meat, this species is pretty much useless. Truthfully though, I didn't know that when I chose the dish for this one. Crab cakes. It's a simple recipe that calls for crab meat, mayonnaise, flour, and a few vegetables. Once finished prepping all of your ingredients and the crab is boiled, it's time for the meat extraction. This is where we ran into the big secret of this little crab. Inside its shell is a massive amount of eggs. I'm talking thousands. While the recipe calls for crab meat, we're gonna have to make this work. Add all your ingredients together into a bowl, give it a light stir, and put oil into your frying pan. Once sizzling hot, add your mixture to the pan and wait for that crispy golden brown crust to form.
Say what you want, this is a nice crab cake. That's gas.
I've officially cooked every exotic crab in Asia, so now I'm heading to a different continent to find more. And with it, I'm bringing along the world's best crab chef, Dan Hong. He owns several restaurants where the main dishes are all crabs, so hopefully I learn a thing or two.
Dan is the best crab chef that I've ever met in my entire life.
I run several Asian restaurants in and around Sydney, the most notable one being Mr. Wong.
I didn't just bring Dan in as a backup. He's going to be the judge for my final dish to determine if I've graduated from amateur chef to pro.
He's gonna decide whether I pass or fail this entire video. But before we go into my ultimate test, I want Dan to show you exactly what his standards are.
And what I mean by that is that he's gonna cook a dish that we have to beat.
So right here we have
a snow crab. These are totally white because they actually don't see sunlight. They're so deep in the ocean. The shell is quite soft, so it's really easy to eat. Some of the sweetest crab meat you'll ever have in your entire life.
This crab is also truly exotic to the US, having a completely golden white shell. You can't find this species anywhere in the Western Hemisphere.
Okay, so with this beautiful snow crab, it's so delicate, it's so sweet. So all we're gonna do is steam it very simply with some ginger and shallots, some white soy.
Can you say shallots again?
Shallots.
Shallots. Comment if you think it's shallots or shallots.
Just turning upside down really quickly, separating half the body.
I'm not gonna lie, chef's crab dismantling techniques are more on point than anything I've encountered this far. If I don't take mental notes quick, I might fail this entire video.
How many crabs do you think you've cooked in your entire life?
Thousands.
What's your favorite way to cook it?
My favorite's like this, especially with a crab like this where it's super sweet.
When a man who's cooked thousands of crabs says he's about to make his favorite recipe, you take notes.
So I've got the steamer on here. We're just gonna wait till it comes to the boil and then it should only take about 5 minutes.
Something Dan brought to my attention is that he's using a traditional bamboo steamer, which has the advantage of absorbing the condensation below it. When you use a metal steamer, you risk having condensation slowly drip onto your food, making whatever you're cooking soggy.
Steamer's boiling. I'm just gonna put the crab in and maybe a touch of Chinese cooking wine.
Bro, chefing.
Yeah, boom. As it's cooking, it should take only about 4 or 5 minutes. I'm just gonna make the simple white soy dressing. So this white soy is a Japanese product. I find it tends to be a bit sweeter and not as salty. And then I've just got some sugar and then my secret ingredient. This is kombu extract. This is the extract of kombu seaweed. This is like the
Because every part of this crab is a different size, they won't all get finished cooking at the same time. It's always better to overcook than undercook though.
It's thicker.
It's
here.
thicker. Is that racist for me to use the Australian accent? Give it your best
No.
American accent.
Well, yeah, no, I'm not gonna embarrass myself.
It's clear watching Chef Dan that I'm miles behind him on the cooking spectrum. Watching him plate this dish is making me pretty nervous for my final challenge. The last part of this dish is to pour steaming hot oil onto it. This makes the aromatics from the greens be fragrant and potent. Needless to say, this is truly 5-star plating.
I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty amazing. What's the best way to eat this thing?
Get a spoonful of the head cheese and try that first.
When Chef mentions head cheese, he's referring to the gooey substance in the middle of the crab's body. This is considered the most desirable part by most.
Just go for it?
Go for it, mate.
Wow, that's pretty incredible.
One thing is clear, Chef Dan's standards are way higher than I expected. I'm gonna have to transform into a master chef real quick if I want a shot at winning this challenge. And with that being said, we're on to our final crab of this video. This is a Tasmanian king crab, the largest of them all. Although this one is big, it's small for the species. With the ability to get up to 25 pounds and have a price point of over $3,000 per crab, it's quite a delicacy in the crustacean world. Distinct by their bright red pattern, massive claws, and legs that are filled with plump, juicy meat. This is truly worthy of my ultimate test.
This next dish is 10 times harder.
Chef says this next dish is harder because really, it's 2 dishes in one. First, he's having me make deep fried salt and pepper crab legs, a recipe that's coined by most Chinese restaurants here in Australia. After that, he's judging me on making Tasmanian crab head butter noodles, something that's truly unique to this species.
And you're gonna be timed.
I'm gonna be timed?
Yeah.
I need to put my little chef's outfit on.
Oh, here we go. You know real chefs don't wear hats like that.
Brother, only the realest chef wear hats like this.
I've only got 5 minutes to break down this crab like Dan did for the one he just cooked. This is the first of 3 tasks I have to do to determine if I'm worthy of cooking the world's largest crab.
I only have 5 minutes to break this
That's
thing
right.
down.
Face it that way. All right, so you want to make 1 clean incision, 1 hit.
Just one boom.
boom. All right, done.
Bro, it's been a minute already.
Grab this claw here, pull it.
Oh, it did. It worked. I got one.
Oh my God.
What, you want us to eat it off the floor?
No, I can't use that.
The head falling to the ground is a huge problem. It's the only part of the crab with head butter, making this huge points off my final score. It's gonna take a miracle if I want to save this dish.
How much time do we have left?
3 minutes. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah?
Pull that out. Pull that. Yeah.
Great. Put it in here.
Put it in here. Pour it in.
Since I took so long getting the head butter into this bowl, I've only got 1 minute to break down the rest of this crab.
How much time is left?
1 minute. Use, bro.
What?
chill.
What do you mean? You just told me to freaking...
Relax. I want to cut in 1.
Chef, you're wasting so much of
Yeah,
my
all right,
time.
go,
It's
go,
literally
just
running out.
go. No.
One swift.
Boom. That's enough.
Oh, that was a good
that's
one.
good.
How do we do?
No, you got 20 seconds left.
Let's go, Bridget!
As excited as I am, I can't celebrate yet. Now I actually have to cook what I just broke down.
Okay, Nick, I was quite surprised you could break down this crab
I did
within
pretty good.
5 minutes. That was the easy part. This next stage of cooking is way harder. If you mess this up, the whole dish is ruined.
It's time for me to cook deep fried crab legs, a dish that most chefs train years for, but here I am attempting to do it on my first day. Hopefully Dan is gonna take it easy on me.
I'm gonna give you 10 minutes for this.
Only 10 minutes to cook this massive crab?
Yes, time starts now.
Okay, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do?
Okay, that's Chinese cooking wine. Drizzle it all over the crab pieces. Kind of marinate them, yeah? This is potato starch.
Okay.
I just want to lightly dust each piece because we're about to deep fry it. Lightly dust. Yeah, that's enough.
Now that the crab is coated with starch, it's time to deep fry them in hot oil, which has a high probability of burning those who are inexperienced.
Put the claws in first, away from you. Don't drop them.
Don't drop them? What do you want me to hold them in the oil?
Yeah, hold them in the oil.
Ow, 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 it's f***ing burning me.
Relax, bro.
Now that the crab legs are in boiling hot oil, it's time to add peppers and garlic that will make it extra flavorful. I just hope I get it finished before the time runs out.
Wait 1 minute, it'll be hot enough.
I'm running out of time here. I don't have a minute.
Don't worry, the crab will be ready in time. Go. Move it around, man.
Chef, I feel like you're getting frustrated with me. I can't help but relate to you. I'm not a chef, bro.
You know real chefs don't wear hats like that.
Brother, only the realest chef wear hats like this.
Now hurry up, there's 2 minutes left.
All right, I'll go quick. I'll go quick.
I know it seems like everything is going well, but if I don't get this onto a plate, I fail this dish miserably.
All right, Nick, 1 minute to plate.
Okay.
So just put the pieces on. With all that garnish, you put it all on top. No, don't do that. This is a $500 crab. You
Okay.
want to look after it, yeah?
After some strong coaching, I was finally able to get it onto the plate, and just in time too. This deep fried Tasmanian crab came out beautiful, with a thin light crust around the shell and juicy succulent meat on the inside. It's enough to make anyone's mouth water. The real challenge though is cooking what's inside the head.
This is great, but we're not done yet. So the head butter is the most prized part of the Tasmanian king crab.
I see you have boiling water over there.
Yeah, so we're gonna cook noodles and make a head butter sauce. You only got 5 minutes.
It takes longer to boil noodles than 5 minutes.
Time starts now.
It's clear Chef Anthony is here to push me to my limit. I guess that's what happens when you bring on the world's best crab chef to be your judge. One thing is for sure though, you never give up no matter how hard things get. It's time to see if I could step up to the plate.
Cook half the noodles.
They're all doughy. Is that normal?
They're noodles, bro. They're fresh noodles. Get some tongs, stir it around.
How long does it take to cook that?
2 minutes.
Oh, wow. Okay, it's quick.
They're ready.
Okay, all right.
Noodles ready.
Oh, they look fantastic.
So I've got some butter. Yeah, that's enough. That's a lot, actually.
Once everything was prepped, we added a few other secret ingredients to the sauce before adding the head butter. And I can honestly say, this smells amazing.
Remember the head cheese? Put it all in. And you'll notice this will cook like scrambled eggs.
Chef mentioned scrambled eggs because the head butter has a similar consistency and will slowly solidify as it's heated up. It's not common watching anything go from a liquid to a solid, so you've got to admire it.
This is the most unique dish I've ever prepared.
I just need to taste it. Oh, wow. That's really good.
Really?
All
No way. Should I taste it?
Yeah.
That is really good, but really freaking hot.
It tastes like a combination of pungent seafood flavors combined with a thick, sweet oyster sauce. A truly unique flavor that I would have never expected. But if I want to win this challenge, I'm gonna have to get it on the plate because I'm running out of time.
Okay, there's 2 minutes left. This is potato starch. The boil keeps...
My hat, chef.
Sorry, I've got it. There's only 1 minute left. You better hurry up. Touch of sesame oil.
I have 1 minute
A
left.
little bit. Hurry up. Now add the noodles.
I'm trying.
Put the
Look,
cake
it's
in, bro.
upside down. It's upside down.
Slide it in, bro.
Okay. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a chef.
Hey, you
I'm
are.
a chef.
Hey. Okay, now we're plating. We've got 30 seconds left. You need to put this underneath as a bit of garnish and to hold the shell up. Make it like a nice bed.
Bro, I have 30 seconds.
Put that on. Put that on.
As always, it's coming down to the last second. I'm really hoping I'm able to get this meal onto the plate so I don't blow this right before I'm in the clear.
Be careful, bro.
I have 10 seconds. I feel like this way will be prettier.
That's it. Head cheese noodles, bro. That is beautiful.
Yeah, how much time is left?
You made it, man.
In front of us are Tasmanian crab flavored noodles, resting on a bed of veggies and using the head of the crab as a plate. I'd be lying if I said I weren't very impressed with the way this dish looks, but it's not about that. It's about the taste.
It might look good, but it's all about the taste.
Okay.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah, we did it!
Wow.
It's good? Is that incredible?
That's insane. It's super delicious. Stop eating, man.
Oh, there we go.
As proud as Chef Anthony was, he wasn't finished. He still had a couple of complaints.
What I don't like is that there's not enough head cheese. Because when you broke the crab down, you left half the head cheese on the floor. It could be even more crabby. And that's the beauty of the Tasmanian king crab.
I'm sorry, chef.
This was delicious, but you failed many different parts of this whole process. But I'm not going to be the judge. I want you to be the judge. Comment if you think Nick passed or failed this challenge.
Come on, guys, hook it up, please. I'm begging you. I've been traveling all over the world for this.